July 3rd, 2026. I saw that we right now have a week recession for the Senate hearings pertaining to certain bills that make absolutely no freaking sense because I've tried to read them. They're very fragmented. They don't specify what the bill specifically is addressing. It is very, very vague. There are too many semantic variations of the way that we are communicating in the English language in Congress and the Senate. Possibly at the United Nations, but I don't know. Let's just focus on Congress and the Senate. I was watching a couple days ago, Director Kash Patel at a hearing, at a Senate hearing, and I understand what he is talking about. I understand what he is addressing. The Senate does not understand what he is addressing, and that is the problem. We talk about separation of church and state. There is no separation. When they created the Declaration of Independence, the gentlemen that circled their names in certain ways were part of the living occult ideology. What do I mean? They use spirituality, the understanding of wisdom, for psychology, the medical, as well as science that is involved in the human body to generate things in their spiritual beliefs. That is still part of church and state that we have. The problem is the way that they define what children are, what drugs are. There's another thing too, I can't think about it. The way that normal people dealing on a literal sense of the definitions in English, like myself, the way that we look at children as if I'm a mother and I have a child, okay? The way that the spiritual world looks at children is that I am a woman that has abundance from my holy grail, which is my vagina. The way that I give abundance, love, is through sexual interaction. My children are classified ones that accept my sexual interaction. This is the difference between the language that is being used by people of the occult faction or factions within different religions that associate with occultic practices, views children, okay, and views energy. When we are talking about these bills that are trying to be passed, we have people that are talking on those contexts using the same English language, but we also have people like myself on the literal context using that same language, and we are not understanding each other. And that is a big issue with what is going on with understanding the reasons for secrecy in the Federal Bureau of Investigations and what they are trying to hint at but cannot say because they do not want to expose trade secrets to the public that can be used against other citizens. It is a very tiptoe issue. I believe in transparency, but at the same time I do understand the reason for privacy and secrecy, especially dealing with government secrets, to protect not just the government officials that are sworn to secrecy for protection, but the military that are involved, the Central and Intelligence Agency officials and staff that are involved, and public confidential informants that are involved. Now, don't get me wrong, because I was on the bad side of everything, I really don't like the confidential informants. I'm not gonna lie. But I do understand their role. Now, I'm gonna leave it off at that, actually.